In this video we're going to be looking at one of the bits of kit we use when recording and performing. We don't know whether this is going to be of much interest to many of you out there, but there were two particular reasons we wanted to do this. Firstly, we wanted to show that it was possible for anyone interested in home recording to achieve decent results without breaking the bank. We are generally pretty skint most of the time, so we've always had to do our best with what resources we had, and when we did have to spend money, we could never really spend all that much. So we just wanted to demonstrate to others that the lack of a bulging wallet shouldn't prevent you from recording your stuff to a reasonably good standard. And the second reason that I particularly wanted to do this was for my dad, who shares my love of the guitar. Now, neither my dad nor myself would profess to being much more than fairly average guitarists when it comes to our abilities, but that doesn't in any way dampen our enthusiasm. We do what we can with whatever meagre skills we possess, and we enjoy it to the extent that every now and then we might treat ourselves to a guitar-related toy or two. And the first toy that I wanted to look at was something that I've mentioned to my dad many times over the years, but always got the sense that he didn't quite understand what it was for or how it was used. Maybe I wasn't explaining myself very well, probably, I don't know. But in any case, in this video we're going to look at the Line 6 pod. The pod is a digital guitar amplifier modeler. It's basically designed to simulate different amplifiers. For most guitarists, 95% of what they play is going to be in one particular style or genre, but that's not really the case for us, as the style or genre we play in is going to be somewhat dictated to us by the song that we're parodying or the joke that we're doing. So we've done rock, country, disco, glam, doo-wop, blues, chap hop, among others. And to do all of those you need to call upon an array of different sounds and effects, and since carting around 10 different amplifiers and 30 different effects pedals is a bit impractical, the answer is a digital modeler like the pod. This is my pod. I've had it for just coming up to 20 years now. It cost me 200 quid at the time, and since I've used it every live performance and every single thing I've ever recorded, it doubtless represents the best investment I've ever made in terms of guitar kit. This particular pod is actually an original pod 1.0 that has been EEPROM upgraded to a pod 2.0, so while the labelling on the controls is that of the original model, it still has all the functionality of the newer one. You can get these nowadays on eBay for 60, 70 quid, give or take. They hold their value fairly well. I think people tend to kind of hang on to them. Those that sort of own them tend to love them quite dearly. Line 6 have obviously since gone way beyond the pod 2.0 even in terms of kit. I'm not sure what the latest incarnation of the pod is off the top of my head, but you can check that out on line6.com. The pod has 32 different amp models covering some of the most well-known and recognisable amps. There's the Fender Tweed Deluxe, the Fender Bassman, and the Deluxe Reverb. There's the Vox AC30, the Marshall JCM 800, the Plexi, the JTM 45, the Mesa Boogie Dual Rectifier, to name a few. There's also a simple tube preamp, which we use when recording microphone. Along with the amp models, there's 16 cabinet models, so you can switch between a 1x8, a 1x12, 2x12, 4x10 and so on. In addition to the amp and cab models, the pod comes with a number of classic effects settings, so you've got compressor, tremolo, chorus, flanger, delay, rotary. The delay actually comes combined with the others, so you'll have delay plus chorus, delay plus flanger, etc. Reverb is always available, and you can switch it between a spring reverb and a digital room reverb. All of the effects are tweakable to a certain degree, and there is a tap tempo button so you can set the timing of things like the delay. While the pod can be used plugged into an amp, direct in is where it really shines, so you can plug it straight into the backline for performing or into the computer for recording. And like every bit of musical gear invented since 1983, it supports MIDI control, which is something that we use when performing. Because there's only two of us, and our songs invariably contain more than two people can play live, we produce stripped down backing track versions of songs that we record, which we play from a laptop using custom software we wrote called Setlist, which we'll cover in a later video. Now, the reason we wrote Setlist rather than using a bog standard media player or something like that is we wanted to not just play the tracks but also have it display synced cues and chords in case we forget, which we sometimes do, and to send MIDI commands to the pod to switch guitar settings for each song. So now whenever we play, I just have to plug a MIDI cable between the laptop and the pod. Then when Setlist cues up each song, it sends a MIDI command to the pod telling it to switch to the stored settings for that song. And I don't have to fiddle with it at all, it's completely automatic. So that's the pod. It's probably my favourite, most invaluable bit of kit. I use it for basically everything. We'll leave you with a few examples of some of the different sounds we've used on our songs, and we'll put details on screen about which models and effects are being used in case you're curious, and we'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to check out our other videos, like our Facebook page and subscribe. We try to put up a video every week, whether it's a song or something like this. Bye!